Hey everyone, Jimmy here from YayBestFriendCast, bringing you episode 3 of my vlog. Yep, real excited. Joe and I were able to record some great footage earlier for episode 2 of Best Friend Cast Plays Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate. So, just want to kind of explain why things were a little bit late with the vlog. Had some technical difficulties, especially regarding my laptop. Normally, Joel and I would have recorded yesterday, but we were just having a lot of issues. We tried to do it anyways. It didn't work too well, so we wait till we could resolve it, and we got together and recorded today. So it was great stuff, a lot of fun. Yep. So just continuing on with my vlog where we left off. I'm gonna do a quick demonstration of. Oops. Should wait till he's out of the mud, huh? Quick demonstration of the different weapons in the game. This time using the Longsword. Very excited. It's one of my favorites. Though I just wanted to clarify that I'm not really trying to go too in depth with how to use each weapon in the vlogs. It's more of a demonstration, a quick highlight, if you will, of how I use the weapons, so you can kind of get an idea of how you would like to use the weapons yourself. So yeah, going with the long sword. Main reason why, there's just so many other great YouTubers out there with weapons tutorials and things like that that I would recommend you guys watch. I can post a link to some of them, most notably Shepard from youtube.com/socialdistance, as well as the Teamwork Cast Monster Hunter video podcast. Iceman Noobs Monster Hunter Tri G videos as well have been a great resource for, you know, just different weapons as well. Yep, so just going with the longsword today. Hey, Cha-Cha, right over here. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so one of the nice things about the longsword, it definitely comes with a pretty good reach. So, I mean, it is a long sword. It's very fast, especially compared to, say, something like the great sword, whose length is going to be somewhat equivalent. It's got great mobility as well, so you can move around pretty quickly with it. Yeah, so I mean, a pretty good all-around weapon, you can see. Now, what makes this weapon special and unique is this move right here, the spirit combo. So you'll see. Oh, that missed. Let's see if I can land it. But so you'll see I have a new gauge on the upper left corner of my screen underneath the sharpness gauge. That's called your spirit gauge, and it will go up as you attack the monster. Every move that hits, whether it's going to be from a large monster or a small one, will increase that gauge. So see, now it's full, and it will allow me to do the spirit combo, which uses up that gauge. Let's see if I can show you real quick. Little mud ball here. And so, aside from just the spirit combo, what you really want to do, and I'm having a little trouble doing right now. Hey, that would have been a good opportunity to do it. See if I can still do it. Is to land the last move of the spirit combo. It's gonna look like this. Ah, yeah, you got it. So you'll see now that my sword has an aura on it. There's 3 possible auras that your sword eventually accumulates, starting with white, then to yellow, and then to red. If you haven't guessed, these kind of auras will give your weapon an attack bonus. So the higher your aura, the more damage you'll be doing as you go throughout the game. So you definitely want to get it up there pretty fast, using opportunities such as this when you trip the monster to get that combo out. Yep. And then yep, keep it. It will. Oops, why did I throw that? It will go down after a period of time. Each level will start going away sooner. So yeah, the nice thing about this though is before in Tri, if you did white or yellow, it would stay there pretty much indefinitely. But once you went to red, after about 2 minutes, it would go away completely. Now in Tri Ultimate, aw, hey guys, anyone wanna hit me? Oh, they're not here. Kayamba, over here. Nice. So in Tri Ultimate, they've changed that so that as the spirit, the aura fades away. Oh, jeez. Your sword will go down to the next level below it. So from yellow, once it's gone, it will go back to white. If red, once I get red, once that goes away, what? It will go to what is it? White. From red to yellow, yellow to white. There we go. Oh, also, if you forget to paintball Baroth, just look for the little puffs of dirt that he leaves as he leaves. Leaves as he leaves. Anyways, it's a good way to kind of keep an eye on where he's going without paintball. But, yep, so we'll follow him over here. Yep, so that is basically the gist of the Longsword. So we're going to move on to the kind of topic for today's vlog. One of my favorite seasons is coming up. It's convention season. Yay! I really love going to conventions. Being a native San Diegan, I've been able to go to the San Diego Comic-Con, the Big Daddy, for about the past decade, really. Since I was 13 years old, 24 now, so about 11 years. Really feel privileged in that sense. Aside from San Diego Comic-Con, there's also other great local conventions going on for people who like anime and things like that as well. So really looking forward to those. This year I'm going to be cosplaying again at San Diego Comic-Con as Bolin from The Legend of Korra. If you guys haven't checked out that show, do it. It's awesome. But yeah, this will actually only be my third year cosplaying. I'm actually fairly new to that subculture, but I mean I've definitely had a lot of fun doing it. Last year was my first real big experience. I did it at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was actually dressed as Catwoman. Got drew some internet fame for that for a little bit. Just seeing this big Asian dude dressed up as Catwoman was a lot of fun for a lot of people. Something really interesting though. I kind of did it as a quick joke, but a lot of people started kind of rallying behind it as kind of a commentary on how women are portrayed in comics, especially kind of taking away the practicality of their outfits and things like that, and making them a little bit more sexualized, so people really kind of thought it was, I was making some social commentary. I had no intention of doing it, but it's a great comment to be made, so I was very proud that people felt somewhat empowered by that silly costume. Anything worth enjoying, I feel, should have just multiple levels of enjoyment. Whether it be video games or cosplay, even. You can either enjoy it as something more casual. You can, or you can take it very seriously. And everything in between. And I feel like there's 100 reasons why anyone would play video games, just as there are 100 reasons why anyone would possibly want to cosplay. So that kind of brings me onto the article I read this week. Made me very kind of sad. I don't plan on always being so negative on my vlog, just because I feel like there's so many great things going on within video games and comic books at the same time. But this has just happened to be what I read this week. So recently at a video game culture convention that took place recently. There was like a meetup for Lara Croft from Tomb Raider cosplayers. It's good. Sounds like a good time, right? And so I'm making it a point not to name the convention, by the way, just because I didn't want to make it sound like it was the convention's fault or anything like that, or bring any bad press. I feel like the convention handled the situation very, very properly. Anyhow, yeah. So at this meetup, there was a group of women dressed up as Lara Croft, and so this guy from the media is there. Exact source, I'm not sure, but hey, got the tail cut. Yeah, so he goes to interview these ladies at the meetup. It's fairly typical. Usual questions you'll find are things like, how are you enjoying the convention, and tell us about who you are, or who you dressed as. Why did you choose to dress as this character? Things like that, right? Well, I mean, that's kind of not what these women got at all. Basically, they got really awkward flirtation, This guy thinking he was being funny and, thinking he had game, approach these women and ask them, what does it feel like to be at a convention full of guys that can't please them in bed? Now, what he was thinking, making fun of gamers at, while talking to women who clearly appreciate video games, I don't know, but that's kind of besides the point. He thought he was being flirtatious, which we'll get into that later. But clearly, these these women did not appreciate it, right? So one of them went up to them and just said, "Hey, we didn't find that very professional. Just please, can you refrain from, talking about things like that, personal things like that." And here's where it really kind of gets sad. Rather than just apologizing and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend any of you guys," and moving on with the topic or with the interview, he makes this argument that well, clearly they're dressed up, in a sexy way, quote unquote, so that must mean that they want the attention or that's their goal, right? And I don't know, that's just kind of like the height of narcissism in my point. I'll relate it to this story real quick from my personal life. So when I first started working out, because I was really the chubby kid in school, my group of friends as well, I always had really kind of low self-esteem because of this. And for whatever reason, I thought that if I could get in shape, I would kind of feel better about myself. Oh, poor bear off. Anyhow, so I started working out. Luckily, a friend of mine I met at the gym was a powerlifter and kind of turned me on to the sport of powerlifting, which I now am training for and I love dearly. And so I started training more for strength and performance than I did for how I look or whatever. And so one day I'm in the sauna after my workout, and this girl is kind of looking at me, right? I promise you this story isn't gonna go where you think it's going. So she's looking at me, and I kind of catch her looking at me. And so to diffuse the awkwardness of the situation, she decides to outright say what she was thinking. And she says to me, girls don't find that attractive, right? And I was, thinking like, well, what was she talking about, my hair, But she goes on to say, like that's you're way too bulky. That's girls like toned guys. And that's a whole nother topic on its own. But whether or not that's true or not, it was just kind of base for her and asinine just to believe that the only reason I could possibly be working out is to attract other people, and where there's plenty of people who do work out for that reason, and there's nothing wrong with that. People should never assume that that's the only reason. Now, I'm going to bring it back to this cosplay story. I feel like that guy was trying to be very harmless in hitting on these girls or whatever, He thought he was just being flirty. Uh-oh. That was so slow it still hit me. Anyhow, he... it very well may be that, yeah, his main reason for dressing up and whatever, it would be to attract women, but to assume that the only reason why these women would be dressing up would be to attract men was very egocentric on his part. I brought up that cosplay can be enjoyed on so many levels, and it's true. People can have a dozen ways of dressing up as a character. Maybe they find it empowering to be this character that are usually not of this world and have these extreme abilities. Lara Croft herself is an independent female character. So I could think of like a number of reasons why these women would be wanting to dress up as her, and it very well may be that some women, or just some people in general, excuse me, would want to dress up as someone they find attractive because maybe they just like looking good for themselves, and I'm sure there are people that like looking good for other people, but the point is that you should never assume that the reason why anyone does anything would be the exact same reason that you would do it. You know, people are, you know, women, men, whatever, the opposite gender, they are all independent, individual people with their own motivations and aspirations for doing the things that they do. You know, and and I know this happens not just at Comic Con and things like that, but oh wow, go Kayamba. But the point is, that these places are supposed to be safe places for, quote unquote nerds and geeks, people that are kind of shoved to the side of mainstream society, and to come in there and just kind of desecrate someone's passion and basically boil it down to one common and in my opinion somewhat shallow purpose, is kind of just messed up, man. It's scumbaggery at its finest. People should be able to enjoy doing the things that they do simply because they enjoy it. Now, if they, do like other people's attention, hey, cool. That's up to them, But the assumption shouldn't be made. Now, I'm not saying you can't go and flirt at a convention. It's a social gathering. You do social things. But, whatever the thing is, just be respectful. If someone's not feeling it, clearly these women weren't. They were asking for an apology. Don't try to make up some scumbaggy response or excuse for saying what you said. Just man up and say, sorry, move on. There's plenty of other people there, and like I said, there may very well be someone looking for your attention, so go out and find that person rather than assume that everyone there is there for that reason. So that's been my take on that. Once again, I'm still very excited for convention season. San Diego Comic Con, I will be there. Bring my 3DS. If you guys want a street pass, if you guys want even just hunt, add us on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. We'll set something up. Maybe we'll do like a social day there. So until then, my name is Jimmy, representing Best Friend Cast. You guys have a good night.